Nice one, Rob. This is great. Come on, keep nailing those exits. Keep it together, we'll be on the podium.
What's going on YouTube? We're back with another iRacing video for Season 1, Week 4 in the GT3 series, going around the road course at Daytona International Speedway, and we're going to choose to take the Porsche 992 around the track this week. I thought Daytona was going to be a little bit easier as I already knew the configuration, but the Porsche was going to prove to be a little bit of a handful for me. Turn 5 on cold tires was very, very deadly as I kept losing the rear end. Turn 7 with traction control kicking on, just being a little too aggressive on the throttle was a problem, although I noticed that being a problem for a lot of people. And the bus stop going in on entry, losing the rear end was also a very, very problem for me, which was kind of scaring me to be a little bit faster through the bus stop, so I ended up losing a lot of time throughout my day through the bus stop that way. This race that you're going to see was my 4th of the day, and the races before that I was progressively getting faster and faster, with my last race before this being my fastest with a 145.8 being my best time, and the lap before that, which was my last lap of that race, and the last second to last lap was also a 145 time, with my averaging being more in the 146s. But like I said, we're progressing, so I felt more confident going into this race. For the start of quali, turn 1, lap 1 wasn't exactly the best and was a little bit slow, and then turn 2, turn 3 is going to be worse as I clipped my tire on my right side tires on the curb through turn 2 and turn 3. And nearly lost the car, but we're still going to lose a couple tenths as we kept the car together. We're going to lose some more time through turn 4 and through turn 6. And still have a pretty good turn 7 and bus stop. So we're going to finish lap 1 with a 146.365, which we're going to be the first car across the line, so that's going to give us pole. And as lap 2 goes on, we're going to get dropped down to P3. For the start of lap 2, we're going to improve through turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, as we didn't hit the curb this time, and we're going to be 4 tenths up on our previous lap as we go into turn 4, and then we're going to have a good exit out of turn 4, so as we go into turn 6, we're going to be 6 tenths up on our previous lap, gaining another tenth out of turn 6. Going into turn 7, unfortunately though, we are going to be a little too aggressive with the throttle and get traction control to kick on and start to lose the rear end. We're going to save it, but we're still going to lose a little bit of time as we go through turn 8 down to the bus stop. And then unfortunately, going through the bus stop, I'm not going to get the car rotated enough and get on the throttle just a little bit too early, and we're going to get a track cut as we come out of the bus stop and a slowdown. I'm not going to take the slowdown, I'm just going to go straight to the line just to see what time I would get, and it would have been a 145.73. If we didn't have the traction control and slip out in turn 7, we would have been on track for a 145.6. The 145.6 would have been good enough for pole, and if the 145.7 would have been good enough for P2, but unfortunately we're going to have to go with our lap 1 time, which is only going to drop us down to P4 for the start, so still going to be pretty happy with that result. So with all that out of the way, just one quick announcement. I launched a second channel, which is going to be Banked Racing Uncut, which is just going to be the uncut, unedited versions of these races and other races that I do on that channel. So it's going to be no commentary, no music, no other outside car shots like I do here, just the raw cockpit cam and live cameras. So if that is any interest to you, the link in the description will be for that channel, so go over there and subscribe. And if you like what you see here and you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe here, and let's get behind the pace car and see what kind of result we can get from Daytona.
This is a rolling start. Follow Edward in the right column.
Porsches lock out the first 2 rows.
Your tyres are cold, watch out. Car number 6. Okay, Rob, here we go.
As we come to the start, the leader's going to get a good jump on P2, and we're going to get a good jump on P3, so we're going to come single file to the green flag.
Green, green, green.
And as we go green and head up into turn 1, we're going to remain single file, but that's going to change as the number 5 Porsche behind us is going to send it down our inside into turn 1, and as the 8 went a little bit wide into turn 1, the 5 is going to send it up their inside as well, and they're going to remain side by side as they go through turn 2 and turn 3, and are going to bang doors on the exit of turn 3, but it's just going to be some minor contact, and they're going to remain side by side as they go into turn 4, and the 8 is going to be able to use the inside line to pull just slightly ahead of the 5, but unfortunately for the 8, they're going to get some wheel spin coming out of the corner, which lets the 5 come back on the outside, causing some more serious contact between the two of them. As the 5 ran all right to the curbing of turn 4, they turned just a little bit too much to the right to stay on the track surface, while at the same time the 8 was recovering from the slide and was moving to the left side of the track to maybe try to squeeze a 5 as they came out of the corner, which is going to result in the contact between the two cars. The blame for the incident might fall more on the number 5 Porsche as they moved too much to the right, pit maneuvering the number 8, but let me know who you think was more at fault for the incident in the comments. And now with that lap 1 drama, we're going to move up to P2, so now we're going to see if our pace is good enough to challenge for a lead or if we're going to be defending from behind. Please Porsche, don't kill me. Do we have anything for the leader? Or are we going to be looking more backwards? Hopefully we don't get pit maneuvered. I do not have the mental capacity to remember who was at fault for that incident, so... That's a fucking split out and a half.
Track limits.
The bus stop chicane was being a problem for me the entire time I was racing here, as I was struggling to keep it together and not spin out into the corner, especially on cold tires, causing me to be scared into the corner, having a bad entry and being slow through the chicane, also causing me to get a bad exit out of the chicane, sometimes taking the track cut, and unfortunately here, getting the slowdown. So while I'm getting off the throttle on the straight, the number 5 is going to be able to soar right by us into P2, while at the same time the number 4 Ferrari and the number 11 Porsche are going to be bearing down on us, as we don't want to lose more positions as we go into turn 1, but from past experience, I know I had to give up my slowdown before I get out of the exit of turn 1. So even though I'm going to try my best to lose as much time into turn 1, it's not going to work, and I'm going to be forced to go to the outside and slow down, letting the number 4 and number 11 by. I tried my best to be smart about bleeding off the time, but as we went into turn 1, we had a second to bleed off. And as I moved to the outside of turn 1 and slowed down, I was able to kill off the penalty with just 0.8 of a second left to spare. So now we're going to go from seeing if we had the pace to fight for the lead to see if we have the pace to get back up onto the podium. We're not looking backwards, we're trying to fight forwards now. So we're good for talking.
Mustang doing Mustang thing.
What do you, Mustang went to the crowd? What happened? Oh, not bad. Gonna drop a lap off from there, unfortunately. Still struggling to get that chicane right. After once again struggling through the chicane, we're going to drop a couple tenths off the 4 and the 11 ahead. But the 4 is going to have a good chicane and be able to get right up on the 11, using the draft to be able to get alongside with them as they come out of turn 12. But they're not going to be able to get clean by the 11, and they're going to be forced to the outside as they go into turn 1. So the 11 is going to send it up their inside, and as they go into the corner, they're going to make a little bit of contact, banging doors. So them going side by side into turn 1 and making a little bit of contact is going to make up for our mistake through the chicane. So we're going to be right in this battle as we start lap 3. And as we come out of turn 3, I'm going to stay to the inside for turn 4, just trying to get in the mirrors of the Ferrari and maybe throw them off a little bit and make them worry about a dive bomb. But that's not going to work, but we're still going to be right on the Ferrari as we come out of turn 4, as me, the 11, and the 4 are all so close together as we look to fight for this last podium position. And now as we come out of turn 5 and headed up to the entry for turn 6, the 4 is going to get right up on the 11 as they go up through the corner. But as the 4 comes out of turn 6, they're going to have a big snap of the steering, but they're going to keep it straight. On the exit of turn 6, the 4 cut the corner just a little bit, dipping their tires in the grass, causing their rear end to step out, which is going to give us a great run up into turn 7. So as soon as I saw a little bit of daylight on the inside line, I went for it. But as I went for the move, I missed my braking marker and went into the corner a little bit more aggressively than I wanted to, and really ended up parking it on the apex in front of the number 4. And then as we pull up right ahead of the 4 and we come out of turn 7, the 4 is going to apply the power just a little too aggressively and get the back end to step out on them, but they're going to make a good save. So while in the moment I didn't feel the best about the move because it wasn't entirely intentional and it may have been a little bit aggressive, we're going to try to make the most of it.
Car right. Clear right. Well done, Rob. Good pass. Nice front.
I don't know if it was a good pass. I totally blew past my braking point completely accidentally. I just kind of, in the moment, missed it. Still got the car stopped, but it was a bit of a blocking kind of lunging move, and then hit the wheel spin on the corner. Also worked to scare him away.
Nice one, Rob. This is great. Come on, keep nailing those exits.
He's gonna get a good slipstream off here, us here though, so we're gonna have to defend into turn 1. See how the inside line goes. After getting past the 4, they're still going to get a better exit out of the chicane and be in our slipstream to get right up on us as we go into turn 1. So I'm going to go a little bit more to the inside to try to defend any lunge the 4 could make. So while the 4 gets right to our bumper, they're going to back out a little bit early as we go into turn 1. But trying to go a little bit more to the inside is going to throw me off, and we're going to go a little bit slower into the corner than we needed to. And the 4 is going to stay right in our wheel tracks as we go through turn 2 and turn 3. And then as we come up into turn 4, I'm going to slightly miss my braking point and go a little bit wide into the corner, but despite going wide into the corner, I'm still going to be able to get a good exit, hanging out wide, staying ahead of the 4. So while we keep P4, we're going to have to clean up those mistakes if we want to keep this position, as well if we want to be able to fight up for P2 ahead. We're able to fight up more than that. These mistakes that fall back from the guys in front, but the biggest thing is I just need to fix my chicane. I need to start getting it right and understanding it. I've struggled with it so much. I'm probably going to be able to get clean around me here. See if we'll be able to fight back. Last lap on lap 3, the Ferrari was half a second back as we came out of the chicane, and this lap they were 0.3 of a second as we came out of the chicane, so I thought they were going to be able to get clean around me on the straight. But instead, the 4 is going to go for a little bit of a bump draft, which is going to backfire on them as they came in a little bit too hot and lost their momentum as they made contact with our rear bumper. Just a little push. This is my adventure. The failed bump draft by the 4 is going to give us plenty of breathing room as we go into turn 1 to not worry about any moves, but we're still going to have our mirrors full of the number 4 as we go through turn 2 and turn 3 once again, just like we did on lap 4. And just like we did on lap 4, we're once again going to make a mistake into turn 4, missing our braking point and going a little bit wide into the corner, but we're still going to be able to get a good exit and stay ahead of the number 4 as we run wide on corner exit, going all the way to the curbing so that we can get as much speed as we go down up into turn 5. And as we go up into turn 5, 5, we aren't going to be the only ones making a mistake this lap, as the number 11 head in P3 is going to make a mistake running deep into turn 6. But they're going to be able to keep it on the track surface, so we're not going to be able to get all the way up to them and move up on the podium, but it is going to bring us within a couple tenths of the 11, giving us a slipstream to be able to fight up onto that podium potentially, and from the number 4 behind, who's going to make a mistake and make another save out of turn 7, giving us even more breathing room. We got to get this right, we'll have an opportunity. At least catch slipstream here. Although that might make the chicane a lot more difficult for me. More than it already has been. Okay, I'll take the off track.
Pay attention to track limits, please, Rob.
Slow down. Car is a little bit further back this time, so I don't have to worry about him, I don't think. We're going to be able to stay on the 11 as we go through the first 5 corners of lap 6, and just like last lap, the 11 is going to go a little bit deep into turn 6, which is going to allow us to get right on their bumper as we come out of the exit of the corner. But we're not going to be close enough for any moves into turn 7, but we're not going to need any moves as the exit of turn 7 continues to prove to be difficult, as the 11 loses the rear end as they apply the power out of the corner, but they're going to be able to make the save and keep the car straight, sending us side by side through turn 8 as the number 4 Ferrari also got loose out of the corner and made another save, which is going to give us even more breathing room to be able to battle with the 11. But it's not going to be much of a battle, as we're going to just be able to power by as we got that good exit out of turn 7. And as we come out of turn 8 and down the backstretch, I'm going to move to the middle of the track to be able to make sure that the 11 can't throw any moves into the bus stop. So as we come into the bus stop, the 11 is going to back off, but as I struggle through the corner so much, they're going to be able to get right up on us on exit and get a big slipstream advantage. Oh, he's going to get a good run on me here. I damn near lost it there, so kept them under control. Be defending the podium here now. As we come out of turn 12 and down the front stretch, the 11 behind didn't get the advantage I thought they were going to get with the slipstream and didn't get that good of a run on us. So as we go through the tri-oval, past the start finish line and into turn 1, the 11 isn't going to be able to get alongside, but I'm still going to go defensive to the inside line for turn 1. And as we go through the bumps up turn 1, my car is going to step out a little bit in front of the 11, which might have made them check up a little bit more and keep the steering straight into the corner. But they also might have seen the 4 in their mirrors coming in hot into turn 1 and left the inside open for them. But either way, the 4 is going to take advantage of that and send it up their inside into turn 1, staying side by side as they go through turn 2 and turn 3 as they both use the full extent of the track running on the curbs. But the number 4 is going to be able to pull ahead, and the number 11 isn't going to look to send it up the inside into turn 4. So now, while I was actually able to get turn 4 right for once, I'm going to look to build my advantage and hope that they fight behind me so I can stay on this podium. See if those two can get in a fight back there. Give me that little more breathing room. That'd be nice. Should not make mistakes like that. So we got out of a second of Ferrari too, so that's going to be a big help. Them fighting and being out of the slipstream. faster through the chicane than me. Sometimes I just lose my focus so stupidly. I don't know how.
As I came through the tri-oval, my ADHD got the best of me and I noticed the braking boards on the infield for the first time, which messed me up as I went into the braking zone and missed my braking marker of the yellow light on the right, so I panic braked and broke a lot earlier than I needed to for turn 1. And then while I'm flustered from my mistake, I'm gonna make another mistake, once again missing my braking marker into turn 4, going deep into the corner, but we're gonna be able to stick it on the outside again, getting a good exit as the Ferrari had a really shallow exit out of the corner, so we're gonna be able to stay on the podium, but we're gonna need to clean up these mistakes and keep a level head if we want to stay here.
Sloppy and stupid. I just totally missed where that light for the braking mark for turn 1 was. Probably gonna have a run into turn 1 because I'm probably gonna be slower through this chicane.
I knew I'd been struggling all day before this race and during this race through the bus stop, and I was seeing that the 4 was consistently gaining a lot of time on me as we went through the bus stop, so I figured that would probably continue, and with the 4 being able to get closer as they had the draft through turn 8, I know I was probably going to have to prepare to defend into turn 1, and as I was right, as they got the better exit out of the bus stop, they're going to get right up on us with the draft as we go through turn 12.
Not gonna try to bump draft me this time.
And as we come out of turn 12, they're going to choose not to bump draft us this time as they learned from their mistake. So we're going to go side by side as we go into the tri-oval. And as they were forced to the outside when they got the run from turn 12, we're going to be able to remain on the inside line as we go into turn 1. And I'm going to be able to use that inside line and be confident on the brakes, sending it into turn 1 to be able to defend the podium.
Right side's clear. Well done, Rob. You're looking really good. Come on, keep your focus. There's an incident in turn 1. Looks like it's Marcos.
And while we were defending P3 into turn 1, the number 10 Porsche in the lead is going to lose the rear end as they go into turn 1. So with that, we're going to easily be able to move up into P2 as we still look to defend for the number 4 behind.
P3.
P2. I don't know who that was. I don't know if that was the leader or not. God.
Right side. Clear right.
So stupid.
I just couldn't clean up the same mistake I was making all race as I was distracted going into turn 4 and missed my braking marker going way too deep into the corner, and this time it was going to be unrecoverable as the number 4 was going to be able to send it up our inside. But we're going to have a chance to come back on the 4 as I look to the outside as we come into turn 6 and sweep back onto the racing line as the number 4 went a little bit deep into the corner. Unfortunately, despite getting to the inside of the number 4 as we came out of the exit of turn 6, I got on the throttle just a little bit too early and I had to lift out of the corner to avoid smacking into the number 4, which is going to allow them to pull ahead as we go into turn 7. So while we weren't able to get the move done and get our position back, we're still going to remain close with the 4 and get slipstream as we go through turn 8 and down the backstretch to try to make something happen. But as I struggled through the bus stop and the 4 has been faster through it all race, I know this is going to be a hard battle if I want to get that position back.
Within the track limits.
I don't think slipstream is going to be enough to fight back to make a move into turn 1. Sim is faster on the rest of the lap than him, but turn 1's such a great opportunity. try to throw him off by going to the inside. Kind of just threw myself off. Again, just don't feel confident enough sending it into the chicane, but I'm also not fast enough out of the chicane. Last time was really slow. That hurts. Still gonna have some slipstream, I think. To fight back, to get closer turn 1. I'm faster on the rest of the lap, it's just that fucking chicane. That's what we need. I think it's gonna be enough to get. A bit wide out of the corner and take full advantage.
Despite being a lot slower than the 4 through the bus stop, I'm able to gain back a lot of time through turn 1 and the rest of the lap. And as we came into turn 1 for the start of lap 11, the number 4 dipped their tires just a little bit too much in the grass and got loose, which is going to bring us right back up to their bumper. So with us coming to the white flag next time around, we're going to have to give it everything we got and stay as close as we can through the chicane, not losing that much time if we want any shot at getting back to P2.
Stay between the lines, please, Rob.
I don't know. I gained on him, so I'll take that track up. Or I didn't lose a lot, as much as I've been, didn't I? So if we have any chance, turn 2 is going to be a good chance. If I can get turn 1 right.
One more to go. Keep it together, we'll be on the podium.
Gotta get close back. That's probably gonna be it. Oh, it was a really good battle though. That was a really fun race.
Despite the 4 being slow out of turn 4, we're going to be over ambitious and getting on the throttle too early and have to get out of the throttle on corner exit.
A couple dumb mistakes throws away the P2, but I definitely still take the podium. The sunset's so beautiful. In all fairness, I might not deserve the P2 because that dive bomb was a little bit much, but I mean, we made me move sick, but
My lap 3 move on the 4 definitely felt a lot worse in the moment and didn't seem that bad upon reviewing it. But still, with that move still mainly being a mistake under braking, as well as the plethora of other mistakes we made throughout this race, I still don't really know if I deserve that P2, as well as the 4 being a lot faster through the bus stop. But our P3 is still going to be a good result, gaining a 72 I rating, and our 4 incident points of track cuts out of the bus stop is going to lose us 0.01 safety rating. So it's still going to be a good result from a fun race. We're just going to be looking to clean up those mistakes as we continue to progress.
Let's go. Podium at Daytona. I'll take that. Number 3. Really, really, really fun, good race. Good, close, clean racing. We love that. That was great.
Nice one, Rob. Great drive. That's a podium. That's the end of the session.